Oversight Committee. Representative Nancy Mace is with us. Congressman, good to see you. The government says they have these videos, but they claim not to know what they are. Do you believe them?
I believe them on some things and not others. First of all, I want to say the Trump administration is the most transparent administration in American history. The fact that we're getting any files at all says a lot about disclosure, accountability, and transparency. But like, for example, one of the videos that came out today looks like a cluster of balloons. So I'm not an expert in this, but it looks like balloons and it's floating with the wind. Why do we say that we don't know what it is? And the Indo-Pacific region, is that some kind of a drone from China? That's sort of the first thing that I go to when thinking about these things. But the other thing is, Leland, the most concerning are about the objects we're seeing over military installations and nuclear sites, like the video and the testimony from authentic, credible men and women in uniform.
Okay.
Those are the most concerning.
I get this push for transparency. I think the word transparency can mean an awful lot of things. At some point, the government is never transparent about everything. It's how they ended up with the SR-71 Blackbird and the U-2, and how we tapped the Soviets' communication lines between their naval bases and knew when their submarines were going out. You can't talk about that. This is my question, though. Why, if these were videos of adversaries, would we want them released? Why would we push the government to release something that would give the Chinese an upper hand?
Well, is it a defense? Is it a national security mechanism? Is it our way of telling the Chinese we know what you have and we're monitoring you? I mean, I think that's always a possibility.
But is that? But the point is, this push for transparency. Every time the government says we can't release or we're not going to say anything, it somehow turns into evidence of a cover-up.
Yeah, and so this could be deep state cover up. I mean, I have seen certain objects, Leland, in a skiff that I can't discuss that I would really like the American people to see, number one. Number two, I would absolutely like to hear the administration, whether it's the president of the United States or someone else in his administration, tell us what they think is going on. Is there extraterrestrial life, as some like David Grush have testified in the Oversight Committee? Are these from outer space, from other planets, or is this our opponents, our adversaries?
Or what if it is our tech? I'm just trying to figure out what is in the interest of the American people to force an answer to a question that obviously would give our adversaries, whether they're from this planet or any other planet, the upper hand.
Right. No, I don't think that's what the administration is doing here, but I also think
there's a push for the administration to do it.
And I am for disclosure as long as it doesn't harm our national security interests, which is
why Who gets to make that decision?
Well, I mean, it's the president and his administration. Generally, Leland, it's bureaucrats. And I was told today, I through the Oversight Committee, by the way, of an individual that says that there are certain three-letter agencies that are blocking documents in the UAP UFO space from this administration. So I do think that there's some of that going on. And generally speaking,
you really believe that?
What's that?
You really believe that the CIA is telling their own director you can't look at something?
It's not just the CIA.
Okay, the NSA. Anybody? You really believe that over 80 years somehow these three-letter agencies have managed to keep secrets from everybody and nobody has ever spoken out?
I do. I 100% think that.
Have you ever known the government to be that good?
Look how long it's taken us to declassify some of this information. I do think that some of the deep state does go about hiding information, not only from the American public, but from elected officials. There is a history of that. It goes back a long time, Leland, whether it's trying to find where our military spending is going in just about every war. We've got these
I want to get back to this because you said you've seen images that you want the American people to see. Is that because you think these images would prove to the American people there's aliens?
No, I don't think it would prove that there's aliens. I've seen no proof of that. But
so then what's the point?
Because if there are craft from somewhere else, not our planet, I think the American people have a right to know. I think they have a right to know.
And you think that this video proves that?
I think that there are videos that the American people should see and should have answers to. Is this, if these are our adversaries on U.S. soil or in our neighborhoods, in the airspace around us, near us, I do think from a security standpoint, there are some information that the American people have a right to know without sacrificing our own national security.